Townsville's 106.3 now. Our Townsville girl on Australian Idol is Kimmy Cooper, of course, and we've got her on the line right now. How you going, Kim?
Hey, good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Sounds like it's all happening in the house there this morning.
Yeah, we're actually at Blacktown at the moment. We're getting ready to perform at the shopping centre in Sydney. So it's good. We're just hanging out in the green room.
And you're expecting a crowd of thousands and thousands of people there?
I hope so. We haven't been outside yet, so hopefully.
What did that feel like the first time? You know, you went to a shopping centre and suddenly everyone knows who you are. They're all calling out your name, and that must have felt pretty surreal.
It's really weird. We actually performed, our first time was at a fashion event in Sydney, and we performed and then we did a big signing, and people were just lining up for ages to come and meet us, and it's so surreal. Like, it's bizarre, because you're like, I was just working in retail a few months ago.
Yeah, and everyone's talking to you as if they know you so well, as if you're a friend of theirs.
That's exactly right, you know, it's bizarre.
Now, congratulations on not being in the bottom three. That must have been a huge relief for you.
Thank you. Oh, it was so funny. Did you see my face?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's hilarious. Like, I was so shocked at A, not going home, and B, not even being in the bottom three. It was amazing. So thank you to Townsville. I know that they were the ones that stepped it up and really looked after me. So
yeah, absolutely. And what a brilliant performance. You just did it so well. It had so much emotion. You gave so much of yourself, I guess. And afterwards, you know, you mentioned your face with not being in the bottom three, but I think your face went bright red and you looked like you were slightly embarrassed by the huge crowd reaction you got. Is that right?
I was, yeah. I was quite overwhelmed and a little bit embarrassed. It's really humbling to have a crowd sort of cheer for you and then take it to that one extra level and keep cheering. And I think when you have exposed yourself so much in a song like that, to have a sort of reaction, everything feels so much more exposed, so the emotion that you feel from the crowd feels so much more intense.
Yeah, you make yourself vulnerable and you open yourself up like that, so to get that reaction, it must have felt really good.
It did, yeah, it felt amazing, especially, because you're right, because you open yourself up and to have everyone sort of accept that was amazing.
Now, I was having a look at your video diary on YouTube during the week, and look, you always talk about how you love Townsville, which I love. You know, you're saying how you miss being here. I think you mentioned the Strand.
I do.
You know, you miss going out with your friends on Flinders Street, stuff like that. And unless you've lived here in Townsville, you don't really understand. Have you mentioned that to the other idols there, that you know what a great place Townsville is?
Oh, so much. I talk about it like all the time, you know, because I try and explain the difference between Townsville and Kansas. Townsville's just got such a lovely sense of community, you know, and it's just, you feel so at home there, and I try to explain to them what it's like, you know, going to the Rhino Bar on a Sunday or going to the Watermark or, you know, walking into the consortium and knowing that you're going to know almost every person there. It's just such a lovely environment. You know, like people talk about how fun it is to go out in Sydney, but I prefer to go out in Townsville. Like, you go out in Sydney, you don't know anyone, you know. Like,
exactly.
You go out in Townsville and you know everybody. It's like one massive party.
Now, you got to meet Harry Connick Jr. during the week. What was that like?
Yeah. Oh, God, it was amazing.
You're in love.
Oh, my goodness. I tried to talk to him, and James reckons I was just, like, bubbling my words out. When we left the interview, he was just laughing at me because, like, you could not talk. Apparently, I tried to ask him a question, and it kind of just came out, I'd be the big fan,
So what was so good about him? You know, the charisma, or what was good?
He's absolutely gorgeous. He's got this really cute accent, and he's so charismatic. Like, he's just, and you just don't know, if you hear his songs, just the way he sings, and he's just a charismatic, sexy man. And
you didn't talk about Hey Hey, of course, the skit that everyone's been talking about, because that's what all the focus, unfortunately, has been on with the Harry Connick during the week.
I know, it's sad when that happens, but no, we were under strict instructions sort of not to talk about it.
Well, big band's what he's known for, and that's the theme for tomorrow night, isn't it?
Yes, big band is the theme. It's very out of my depth, so I'm going to try and do sort of the best I can with it.
So what are you going to do? You're going to take one, a pop song that you love and maybe adapt it into a big band song?
No, I haven't. I've taken a traditional sort of big band song and put a little bit of a twist on it. We had a list of songs we could pick from, and this one I really connected with the lyrics, which is, you know, what I found gave me, you know, my decision on what song to pick. Yeah. So, it's another song that sort of comes from a deep part of my heart and a deep part of my personality.
Great.
So I felt like that would be the best one to do. So
yeah, well, it worked last week. So
I hope so. Like, I'm not going to go out there and pretend like I'm a big band swing scatting masterpiece. I figure the best thing I can do is just sing a big band song with heart and try and scrape through that way.
Yeah. All right. Can't wait to see it tomorrow night. Best of luck, and good luck too for you're performing in just a few minutes, aren't you? At the
yes, I am. Probably about half an hour.
Great. Oh, thanks for taking time out to speak to us this morning.
No, my pleasure. Thank you. Thanks, Townsville. I miss you guys so much.
That's Kim Cooper, Townsville's 106.3.